I've been involved from a variety of ways with college golf for a long time, and I went down to Orlando this year and spoke with the coaches, talked with them earlier this year, and I think that I don't know whether I've had any influence on the change of their format. I've been fairly vocal about college golf the last 10 years, and I felt like as the American teams play in the President's Cup and the Ryder Cup, I felt like the other teams have been a little tougher competitively because they've played a lot more match play, and they've had the ability to in this country, if you're one of the top 20 players in the country, you don't have to really, or 20, 30 players, you don't have to be all that great to be able to get on the tour, play the tour, and so forth. But all of a sudden you get into a competition and you're coming down there the stretch, and you really have to rely back on how you got there and how you competitively got there. Well, a lot of these kids from in the President's Cup were from the best player in each of their countries or representative, or the Ryder Cup was all the countries of Europe, how to get out of those countries. They had to really be very good to get out. And so when they got into the matches, we found that we were losing the Ryder Cup and we were having a tough time in the President's Cup. And I just felt like that we needed to figure out how to toughen up our guys. And I think that the match play toughens you up. And so I was just absolutely delighted when I saw that the NCAA has gone to match play in some format. And, I can understand that they feel like when I played, it was almost like it was a team championship and then it was an individual event. And it's reversed now. It's now the qualifying of the teams and the individual event is determined in the first 3 rounds, and then the teams play in this new format. But it's still match play. And so when these guys, and a lot of these guys will play the tour or play other places, and they'll get tougher by playing match play, and they'll know how to finish. Now, if you've noticed. You see so many tournaments where guys just don't finish, and they get down to the end and they fall apart. Well, they don't know how to finish. They've never been exposed to that one-on-one where when a lot of times you're playing college golf, you're playing team golf, and we had it in high school too. The same thing is that you'll get to the coach goes out and he's going to tell you, okay, this is a par 4. It's a really dangerous hole. I don't want to see any double bogeys here, so we're going to play this hole conservatively. I want you to play as a team to play your second shot out here off of the green. We'll play for a pitch. We'll probably average 4.5 if we do that way. If we start getting aggressive, we may get 6s and 7s. And he says we can't afford that because we're playing metal play. And I don't think that breeds learning how to tough it out and how to play when you have to play. So the NCAA has come back and incorporated the match play element in, which I think will really help these kids a lot as they go play in the future. Well, I've always thought the U.S. Amateur was your strongest tournament. I think you probably have the NCAA is always as competitive, but it's not. You're not going to be as good as the amateur because it's the same kid. The same kids that play in the NCAA plus the other amateurs are going to be there. Your cream of the crop of the NCAA plus the other amateurs, and a lot of the world amateurs are going to play at the U.S. Amateur, and that's going to be your best event. But I always thought the NCAA was an awfully difficult tournament to win. And if you go back and look through history, the guys that have won the NCAA have all done pretty well beyond there. And you can go through and just name winner after winner of the NCAA, and they're all pretty good, either amateurs or pros. Yeah. When I was playing, we played, and we had to win. Because if you didn't win, you couldn't make a name. And we couldn't make a living playing golf. We made our name playing golf. We made our living off of our name to go out and do endorsements and other things and exhibitions and things. That's how we made our living. And the kids today don't have to go do that. They can make a living playing golf, and they can make it without winning. So, if you were one of these kids and saying, okay, I'm going to make $3 or $4 million this year, and if I really work at it really hard, I might be able to compete against Tiger. And they said, but then I'm going to have to sacrifice my family. I'm going to have to sacrifice this. I'm going to have to sacrifice that. I says, hey, I've got a pretty good deal here. Why do I want to go do that? Why do I want to bother with that? I'm really quite comfortable with who I am. I'm going to have it. I'm home a lot. I do this, do that, and we didn't have that luxury. where the kids today have luxury. But I think it's a two-edged sword. Is it great that they're able to make a living playing golf today? Is it great that they can do it on the golf course and not have to go out and do a bunch of other stuff? That's fantastic. So the tour has really progressed, and I'm very happy for the tour and so forth. But the other side of the coin is, does it produce better champions? Now you're always going to have the Tigers, who are all about winning, and he's all about winning, and he's all about being competitive, and I've had him on 4 President's Cup teams, and that kid's a competitor, obviously. I mean, you see him every week. I don't see him every week, but I've seen him 4 times there, and he can flat play. And but because he wants to win, he cannot stand to lose. And that's what you got to get out of these guys. And these guys are playing this match play now. When they get done, they're not going to like losing. You want them to go out there and say, I can't stand to lose. I've got to win. That's what. And they'll get better and they'll get tougher, and they'll be better when they get to the tour. And they'll also be better for their. They'll also be better for their college golf, and it'll develop the player better for the team today. So we just don't talk totally about professional, because a lot of these kids will never make professional golf, but it will make them tougher in what competitive amateur golf or whatever they play, or even finish up their college career.